you want me to clap? Oh, you must not have seen that. Hello and welcome to another episode of the Kennel podcast, where we come to you live from the studios here to be able to interact with everybody. And sorry, there was just some technical. There we go. Sorry about that, guys. Just always keep having to. Do things and chop and change. Anyway, welcome to a live episode of the Kennel NRL podcast. Today, what we're going to be talking about is actually a few things, some things that I find very interesting. We have some very exciting announcements, and we have some very exciting topics. So first, I'd like to introduce Dibbo. Welcome to another live episode of the podcast, Dibbo.
I'm looking forward to this episode. You're looking very pompous and sounding very pompous. Have every right to. The Dogs are in the top 8. Something to look forward to this week. They play against the lowly West Tigers, and, it's an opportunity for the Dogs to cement themselves in the top 8. And, the cocky Bulldogs fans have started coming out. I've absolutely had my head put through the rinser this week, or last week rather. I can't control the Bulldogs fans now. We've had silence for about 6, 7, 8 years. Can't hold them anymore. Look, they're off the leash. Who let the Dogs out? You
want to talk about loud fans? Your team was absolutely smashed by the Roosters, 60-18. A few days before that, I had you and your relatives telling me that the Dragons would beat the Dogs on a head-on.
Not me.
Right now, if they were to play.
Not me. You know that. Not me.
It was you two, bro.
Not me.
You were being coy. I know you were being coy, but you know you held that way.
I got them sitting 12th to 14th this year. There is nothing to be coy about. But I'll just say one thing about the weekend, lest we forget. All right, lest we forget.
Listen, do not. Anyway, look.
Fortunately for me, somehow, I think it might have been over a game of 2-up or something, but somehow I ended up getting really sick. And I just was bedridden for thank you God for about 80% of that game, so I didn't have to see that massacre, only when I saw the scoreline.
Man, they started well. Scored one of the best Anzac.
Started
round.
well.
Somebody
was off on a stretcher.
Sure, but they scored one of the most impressive Anzac round tries.
What was that try again? Lest we
forget. I think it was the Jaden Sewer try. It was a really, really... Was it?
Okay. All right.
It was a good try.
Somehow fell over the line.
Yeah, it was a great try, but...
Can I say something?
Yeah.
Credit to the Roosters. They're down on a little bit of troops. They got most of their squad there. They got some, maybe 1 or 2 key troops missing, but they came back with a bang. They really pulverised the Dragons.
It's not hard for you to come out strong against the Dragons team that doesn't want to play.
They really needed that performance, especially that they were sitting outside the 8, so they responded really well. They racked in 10 tries. I'm sure there won't be a lot of sides this year that will rack in 10 tries against any opposition. It's a good response by the Roosters. It made me feel bitter because the previous week Robbo went on a rant, and I thought, here we go. The next week they'll get some calls.
But I think refereeing wasn't
good.
too bad. You can't blame any of that on the referee.
It was good.
It was unfortunate that that Sully was knocked out. I think that your team was missing.
What happened there? Was it? I don't know. I thought they said it was head on head, but I just keep getting an image.
No, it was a shoulder. It was elbow.
Yeah,
remember Tino last year?
Why is he always running with his forearm up? He's a repeat offender.
Do you remember he did that to Mani? Tino did that to Mani last year and he got suspended for it.
So why do National Roosters League never seem to? It always seem to be getting away with these sort of.
You're so salty at the Roosters. I
love it. Salty.
I love it.
And the only guy that seems to be made an example is Spencer Linu from that club, and there's a lot of inconsistencies with that. I don't want to bring up a lot of controversy around
the
NRL's
the NRL's been favouring teams like the Roosters, the Broncos, the Storm, even the Panthers for a very long time. I don't think we even need to go over this.
It's head on head, but all I see is forearm on head.
No, it was forearm on head.
Why hasn't he been pulled up? It's not the first time he's done that. He runs like that. He's a dirty player.
Look.
They should have been down.
Let's not go too far. That's not a sin bin though. I don't think that's a sin bin.
If Tino cops it, anyways, there's no consistencies behind it.
Look, there isn't.
Should we just talk about the Bulldogs? While we being negative.
I'm just want to remember what was the final score of the Roosters?
I already told you. A shall not worry them, lest we forget.
60-18.
60-18. I think that's probably the biggest score I've seen against them since 2000. The 70-10. I think it might be it.
I don't know. The Dragons have been pretty shit for a while, so I'm sure there'll be some big scores out there. We've got to get random stats guy to give us some stats.
I was thinking at one stage we're going to catch up to the Dogs. What was it last year? 66-0?
Yeah, I think that's probably the worst. That was probably one of the worst moments as a Dogs fan. We played the Knights into form.
That is a horrible feeling, 60-18.
Anyway, guys, That was a protracted intro to Dib. But today we're going to sort of be talking about Bulldogs in the 8. Do they deserve to be in the 8? We're going to touch on the Jackson Topine legal issue. Cameron Ciraldo has made some comments today in his press conference. Yep. We're going to talk about some really, really exciting announcements that we have coming up for everybody. A couple of viral conspiracies about the Bulldogs. And then we're going to go through the team announcement for the game against the Tigers. And then we're going to see the team announcement for the Dragons as well this week against the Sharkies. Just have a all-round good time. So let's get into it.
Yep, gents, reading your comments. So feel free to put your comments in if you have any questions or any suggestions or just want to basically contribute to the thread. I just want to give a shout out to Joseph from Millennium Engraving. Nice to hear from you, mate. It's been a while. So I'll read your comments there.
Welcome, Joseph. Welcome, Jamie Teasdale, Holden Forever, Ghazi Al Hayek, Brad Cambridge, Ibi Dib. Well, thank you guys for joining us. It's such a pleasure.
Our normal regular fan from San Francisco signed in, or he's not there yet?
I don't think he's there. I think he's slept.
He's probably asleep. All right, he's missed this one. All right, let's get it rolling.
So, first point of contention. Now, some of the things that I've been seeing online, a lot of people saying that the Doggies, they don't deserve to be in the 8. They've only won 3 of 7, and it's the bye that's inflating their position.
Garbage.
Yeah.
Absolute garbage. Every side will get buys this year. I'm sure there's sides above them that have had a bye as well, inflated their position. Canterbury, through almost, besides that first game, have been pretty strong in all their games. I know they're 3 out of 7, but in 6 out of the 7 games, they absolutely competed. They were unlucky to win an extra 2 games, in my opinion.
Yeah, for sure.
Not inflated. If you go on form, mate, they will crush. I'm looking at the table beneath them. I mean, just what they've done to the sides this year.
Even above them. Even above them. We've got, we've got the Roosters, the Dolphins, the Seagulls. I don't think would match us if we were to come head-to-head with them. I think we would give the Broncos a good fight, although I think they would obviously get the better of us. But, I mean, we're in a position now where...
You're meant to sound confident. Don't give them
I'm not at all. I'm very confident in the team, and I think... we're showing what we can do when we have a unified team with good leadership. I think Crichton has brought a lot to the team as captain.
The club's buzzing, full of confidence on and off the field. So, mate, they deserve it. Don't even put yourselves down. Ride with it.
No, we're killing it, mate.
Support your boys, encourage them.
I think we're doing very,
Be
very
arrogant
well.
about it.
Absolutely. And look, I think, we're versing the Tigers this week, and, if the Tigers don't pull up very quickly, they could potentially have a big score put on against them.
If Canterbury, I'm sure, will come out all guns blazing this week, and I'm expecting them to get the W. So...
Well, if they don't, I think it's an upset by the Tigers if we lose.
Yeah,
going on form.
Every fan has every right to be livid if the Dogs don't get up this week. So I'm sure the Dogs will come out all guns blazing. They don't want to undo the good work. They're in the 8. They get a win here. They go
I think
further
cements
up the
them.
ladder.
Yeah, it cements us in the 8, and some of the teams above us have some difficult rounds. But I mean, like for me, why I wanted to discuss it was. A lot of people are saying, it's not deserving. We've only done this, we've only done that. Sometimes I think people watch the game with blindfolds on, like they watch the game absolutely blind.
Look, I'll tell you.
Or maybe they've just had too much. They've just had too much piss.
Bias. It's grudge. It's personal. It's all these things. From an unbiased point of view, I've just been absolutely impressed with the intensity. The brutality some of these Bulldogs forwards have brought. I just want to give some special mentions out to Kikau, Sam Hughes.
Josh Curran.
Yeah, Josh Curran. I just thought, the ones that have been really brutal. Those two, Sam Hughes and Kikau, they started becoming the Bash Brothers.
Yeah, absolutely. That we haven't had for a long time, mind you.
And look, who's another one that deserves a special mention is the small pocket rocket.
Curtis Moran?
Moran.
What an unbelievable player.
Started to remind me of Hetherington, Hetherington was a hooker, but he backed up as a small forward. Yeah. He was all aggro as well. He punched above his weight.
So just on that, Holden Forever is saying in the comments he still doesn't think we're finishing top 8 as long as we keep competing. Interested, Holden Forever, if you're still watching, just sort of let us know, why do you think that we might not finish the top 8? Just give us your thoughts. I honestly believe if we can be consistent, and that's the biggest question, is that if we're consistent, I struggle to see other than obviously those who are far above us in terms of quality of players, why would miss the 8? Like, who's going to take us? I think someone like Manly will drop off. I don't think that they've got the consistency or the aggression in them. They've lost games that they should have won, like the Warriors, and they've also, I think, won games that maybe they should have lost. So, I'm interested to hear opinions about why.
I think,
Sorry, Holden Rose just said, look, he's probably just a little bit pessimistic due to the last few years.
Understandable.
Yeah, completely understandable.
Jump on the bandwagon, mate. Just ride it with
confident, bro. The doggies are making the 8 this year.
You deserve to be there. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. They've really hit they hit the bottom of the barrel. Only way is up. So just ride with it. At the moment, they definitely deserve to be in the 8. If they do not end up being in the 8 this year, and I've shared this opinion before, is basically, in my opinion, I reckon they can maintain the rage. If they don't, it'll be due to injuries and suspensions, and I don't hope it goes that way.
I'm the same.
Canterbury, an NRL with Canterbury in the top 8 is an awesome sight. There's a lot of drama. There's a lot of fanfare. You want the Dogs fans there.
You want the Dragons fans there, to be honest. To be fair, I think the Dragons fans are also...
no, they don't compare to the Dogs
Look,
fans.
no one compares to the Dogs fans. Let's be honest. No one compares to the Dogs fans. We are the best fans. When we make a semi-final, not even just a qualifying final, the Belmore is just absolutely incredible. Now... ex-Doggies for Life, welcome. Just mentioning Preston's named in the reserves, should be back in the side. Yeah, look, we're going to get to discussing that just a little bit later. We just want to just talk about a couple of things.
See the nice dilemma now Ciraldo has.
Oh, it's brilliant.
Because you got forwards in form, and now you got forwards that are performing, and then you got your starter that's back. So now competition for spots.
It's fantastic, man.
And if you ever do get an untimely suspension, for example, or an untimely injury, you got most of your squad fit.
Yeah,
and
ready
basically
to go. Yeah.
they can just slot back in. It makes good. It's a good feeling.
Now, speaking of that, so one of the discussions that's come up is getting points for the bye. People are saying, you shouldn't be getting points for the bye. Look, I sort of see the merit in that. I think that if you don't get points for the bye, it sort of gives you a better indication of where you are. Because if we didn't get the points for the bye this week, we'd be sitting 13th.
Oh, can I just point out something? If Tigers don't have their bye, they're probably sitting last. So it makes you even more overwhelming favourites. So,
I mean, yeah. What are your thoughts?
Take the 2 points.
What are your thoughts, though? Do you think that we should be getting points for the bye?
Of course. Some teams have had a much easier draw than the others. You guys deserve those 2 points. There was a few games I thought you guys should have taken home. You've had probably the hardest draw for the opening 2 months. Most definitely deserve the 2 points. Other sides will get it. It's an equaliser in my opinion.
I'm saying overall, you think it is an equaliser. What do you guys think? Do you guys think it's a... Do you guys think it's a good idea that they get the 2 points for the bye, or
timely? See how it works your way. Some teams have already been given a leg up. It will catch up to them later on.
Yeah. So
I like how it's worked for you guys. Much deserved.
I think it'll catch up to. I think it will catch up. To the likes of the Dolphins. Seagulls have played all 8, but they've had a fairly up and down season and haven't had the toughest competition.
For some sides, it's made them look better than they are.
Yeah, agreed.
I'm not referring to Canterbury here.
Yeah.
There's some sides that much deserve it. Canterbury in this instance. Some sides, they haven't got it yet. But when it comes, it will be a timely one.
Yeah, it's interesting. The Sharks have had it. The Storms have had it. The Panthers have had it.
Look, Parramatta, I think, got it this week.
Yeah, that's right.
Timely, they've had some injuries. I think Gutho's out as well. From
yeah,
what
that's
I'm hearing.
right. Yeah.
They've had their starting halfback out. He's going to be out for about 2 to 3 months.
Yeah, another 2 months.
There you go. They really need it. It's timely. They've had a tough draw as well. It's not like they've had it easy.
So EB Div's asking, where's Skinny Zahir, loose cannon, the number 1 dog supporter?
I think he's been. Yeah, this guy was a very vocal Dogs fan. I think I think he's coming out of his shell now that the Dogs are coming back in the 8. He's a fan you want there.
Get it out there, brother. Dogs are coming.
Hopefully, I see his former negative comments now being positive comments in the chat when I read them. So looking forward to seeing loose cannon. More comments from him.
Brad Cambridge has mentioned that Anasta is going to try and get Ilias at the Dogs after being granted permission to leave Souths. So I believe that's just Brent Reid making that connection between Anasta being Ilias's manager and Anasta having some connection at the Bulldogs because he played there for a long time. I don't think that we'll go for Ilias. I think that there's a better chance Ilias will go to a place like the Roosters, considering that Luke Keary has announced his retirement, than come to a place like the Bulldogs. Look, he's the way it's looking. We've got Joseph O'Neill, we've got Bailey Hayward, we've got Mitchell Woods in a couple of years, we've got Toby Sexton, we've got Drew Hutchison, we've got Blake Taff. We have a handful of 6 or 7 players that can slide in at 7. We don't need to buy one, and we've just put a poll up. If you guys want to vote, should should you get points for the buy? Yes or no? Let us know what you think about that. Hey, good to see Mothman's back as well. And Dean's also saying it's 100% rubbish about.
I wanted to ask this. I don't know much about Joseph O'Neill. Like, can you tell me more about him? Or Dean, if you want to say something, what are you seeing in Joseph O'Neill? Why he'll be a starting halfback next year? Was he the Flegg 20s?
So he's the current New South Wales Cup.
Was he the Flegg grand final winning halfback as well?
I'm actually not sure, to be honest. I'm not sure of that, but he's doing very, very well. The team's coming 3rd at the moment. It's a very, very good team. He's one guy that can make the step up, and I know that he wants to make the step up. And then we've also got Mitchell Woods.
Whereas before you guys had a shortage, and I think there is a bit of deadwood in the halves, but now seeing you guys got about 5 or 6 or 7 candidates for that halfback spot, I think it's a great dilemma because, you can probably get rid of the 1 or 2 deadwoods that we've mentioned, basically, and then you got a nice, healthy competition.
Absolutely.
Even if you do go for Ilias, I don't think he will come expensive because he's pretty much been discarded by Souths, and there's no harm in going for him, I don't think. And like, I'm all right. Everyone's giving rats for Joseph O'Neill. We saw what Mitchell Wood did. I know they didn't win the grand final, but he got Player of the Year in that 18s. Is it 18s or 19s comp?
It's under 19s, but they're all playing up a year, so they're all playing sort of above.
They made the grand final. Yeah. Look, he took him to the grand final. He's got big raps behind him. You got him. I like what I saw in a 10-minute cameo from Mr. Blake Taff.
Oh, fantastic! Just the speed, absolutely. He
used to play half anyway, so.
And look, it's. I just don't think that we need to use up our cap money. Right there, I just don't think it's worth our time or our effort to spend. I think we could potentially buy, another prop, or if there's any position that Ciraldo I think needs filling, I think that might be a better option. So just quickly, Rigby Illusion has asked any news about making a play for Trey Mooney. I know Gus said that's not happening, but would add a lot to our team. So just on that. I think that we've got a few players, a few props in our New South Wales Cup team that should and probably will at some point in the year be elevated into the starting team. I know they're probably waiting to around round 11 for that rule because they're not in development contract. They're outside the top 30. But like someone like Jack Todd, I thought he had a great trial, and if our team's going good and we're winning games, you can bring Jack Todd on for 10, 15 minutes a game, give him that first grade experience, and then build him up as they did with Sam Hughes. And I think he could become one of our good props. Trey Mooney's a young guy. I would love to have Trey Mooney at the Dogs. I think that'd be fantastic. But again, it's like if we're going to look inwards, and it's all about developing the players that we have, because if they do well, you can be 100% certain that other teams will be looking at our junior base now that Gus has done so much work and alongside the development team to build them.
That's from a Canterbury fan's point of view and club management, obviously, and players. That is very pleasing to hear somebody like Jack Todd already coming through, because at the start of the year, we noted they were short in the front row. Sam Hughes has stepped up to the plate, which we were hoping for, and now you got another one, and all of a sudden now you're filling up that shortage. And look, Jack Todd might hit the ground running straight away.
Absolutely. And
it might take him a year.
We got Lipo Hippo as well. We've got Seve from the SG ball team. So there's a lot there, right? So it's interesting to see how they go about it. Mothman's mentioned that O'Neill looks more like a natural 5'8", but I think Burton's got the monopoly on our 5'8" position for as long as he wants it, and as long as he continues to unlock kick out and the left side like he's doing.
Look, I'll tell you what, I like the point he's raised in the sense that even if this is how I'm viewing it, even if those 5 or 6 or 7 candidates, even if you don't get a halfback there, you might get a halfback and a 5'8".
Yeah.
Nothing against Berto. I think he's doing a good job. But then, Berto could end up maybe in a centre position. And we know how much he excels in a centre. Even in the rep size, we've seen it. I know you don't.
Let's not get there, man. I want you guys to tell me what you think. If Burton continues to play the way he's playing, should he not have a monopoly on our number 6? Like, I honestly think that in the competition, other than maybe Trindle before he got done for the drugs and alcohol, he was probably the he's probably the form 6 after Trindle. You can't really tell me there's another 6 that's playing better than Burton, like the way he's unlocked that left side. And honestly, I think it'll be one of the most potent sixes in the game. And look, Ibi Dib said, please stop with the centre bullshit. Thank you. Burton is a world-class 5'8", and I kid you not, you got it here. I think that if Burton continues on the form, hot take, you could see him in a 6 jersey for the Blues.
In number 6?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
That's a very hot take, and I know it's very blue and white, but that's my hot take. Now we do have something new, and thankfully the podcast is growing. We've actually got our first channel, our first stream sponsor.
Yeah,
over to you, Dibbo.
We got a sponsor on board. He's actually a local in Belmore. He's actually one of the favourites there. Burger District. He's on Burwood Road. They do fried burgers. They do some of the best chicken and beef burgers. He's got awesome tenders. He's got hot and spicy chicken, fried chicken. He's got this district box, which is modelled on the American style, where you get like a bread roll, coleslaw, and some tenders and crinkle cut chips. He's been featured on a lot of social media influencers. Burger District. Mention the Kennel, and you'll get 10% off your bill. Basically, we're running it from today till next week, Monday. If we do extend, we'll definitely let you guys know. But Burger District, Belmore Road.
And I'll have all the details in the description about Burger District, who to speak to and things like that. And look, I don't know how much he's paying you for that, but man, I don't think he's paying you enough, because that was an impassioned advertisement, bro.
I eat there all the time.
I know you do. You've mentioned that so many times.
You know, I was on Twitter, and I randomly just tweeted that I was at Burger District, and then I got like more than 30 replies. Oh yeah, he is awesome, and anyways, I'm just telling you the truth. Like, all the locals go there. The Canterbury Bulldogs players go there.
Oh, they do. Yes, they do.
Don't be a stalker, but yeah, they do go there.
But yeah, this stream is brought to you today by Burger District. Thanks to the people at Burger District. Now, make sure, if you're new to the show, if you haven't seen us before, or if you're enjoying it, please be sure to like this video. So right now there's 36 people watching. I'd like to see at least 35 likes right now. Just smack the like button. If you aren't subscribed, please subscribe. If you're enjoying it, share it with people. Just get us out there. Really helps pump us up and give us some space in the algorithm.
Geez, we got some Burton fanboys in the.
No, but Burton is very, very, very well deserving.
Joe Millennium and Ibi Dib, big fanboys.
He's fantastic, man. Let me tell you. Now, welcome to Mitchell Smith. I haven't seen you in here before. Lovely to have you in here.
Good shout. 1 point for the buy, not a bad thing.
Yeah, I was going to say it's actually not a bad comment.
Think, 2 points, no harm in it at the moment. Maybe they can try 1 point for the buy in future, but you get 1 point for the draw, but. Not a bad suggestion. We'll see how it goes.
Now, Dibbo, last week you said that we're going to have the top dog on the podcast.
Oh, yep. So we did have the top dog on the podcast yesterday. It was a one-on-one. I thought, what better than to give Belmore's most famous ginger a one-on-one with the Bulldogs CEO, Adam Druisi. No,
Bulldogs chairman. So not even the CEO, the Bulldogs chairman, Adam Druisi. We recorded a one-on-one,
look how exciting
over 1 hour podcast talking about everything Bulldogs from A to Z. Nothing was off the table. This will be coming out sometime over the next week, within the next 7 days. So be sure to follow us on YouTube, or subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow us on all our socials to ensure that you know when it's coming out. Because let me tell you, if you're even a rugby league fan, not even just a Bulldogs fan, you're going to love listening to this, because the insight that Adam gave us into running a club, I'm not joking.
You are in love.
Man, it was just a great chat. It was really, really, really good. And he was very generous with his time and very generous with answering the questions.
He is an absolute credit to rugby league. He's a credit to the Canterbury club. You guys are going to love this guy. He's going to really take your club places. He's got Gus there. He's got a young coach in Cam. Obviously, the jury's still on Cam, but you can start already seeing things happening.
Absolutely.
Got Adam Druisi. Wow.
And let me tell you.
Can we get John Curry on?
Watch this space.
I love to have.
All I'm saying is watch this space.
All the Canterbury club.
Watch this space, man. We've got some big things coming
trainers, up. I don't care.
We've got some
mascots.
very big things coming up, and yeah. So Adam
Fans.
Drusi, it's already been recorded. It's sort of with our minions and mules getting edited and being prepared for prime time, and we'll be releasing it. My producer just put his hands up saying, "What are you talking about? Why would you call me a minion or a mule? Well, you know, you're the minion. I'm the mule. How about that?" So look out for that. We've got Adam Drusi coming on. I've got so many more guests coming on over the next couple of weeks. We've got some really, really big things. We told you at the beginning of the year that we just needed our time to hit our stride. And let me tell you, we have come very, very far in a very, very short period of time, and it's only going to get better. Now, Rigby, when's the Willie Mason cameo, lad? Hey, jump onto his Levels podcast and tell him to jump on the Kennel podcast. That's the only way he's going to come on. He's a busy man.
I've got a funny story about Willie, but I only ever share it, and it involves me. But I only ever share it if he comes on.
If he comes on, we'll share it. Now, something a little bit more serious, Dibbo. Jackson Topine has launched legal action against the club.
Yeah, look.
For a training incident that happened last year. I just want to make a quick comment on behalf of sort of the kennel, and then you can obviously add what you'd like to say.
Yep.
We haven't shared anything about it on our socials. There has been chatter about it on the kennel.net.au, but we are keeping a very close eye on that just to ensure that there isn't any, defamatory, inflammatory comments being made. But what we've done as an organization in the podcast and the forum is, personally, we have kept away from commenting on it just because, look, I'm sure that the Jackson and the club will sort the issues out in court. But for me, I feel for Jackson. He's already gone through mental health issues. He's obviously not it wasn't in a good space of mind. I don't want to be encouraging or enabling someone to talk shit either about Jackson or about the club. And look, I hope that justice is served wherever justice lies, and that's really our take on it.
I honestly,
leave the bloke alone. Stop talking shit. Yeah.
I hope it just doesn't even get to the courts. They sit down, they work things out, whether he's moved on for the club or not, or gets back there. Obviously it's a serious situation.
Absolutely.
And it's probably going to set a precedent going forward of basically how other clubs conduct.
Yep.
I wouldn't call it punishment. It should be worded as discipline. I mean, I don't like the word punishment because then now it sounds like, you're punishing a player for being 5 minutes late. So what? You subject him to... And whether it did happen or not, but do you subject him to physical abuse in the term of wrestling?
But hang on a second.
Like I said, I don't know.
Let's not get into it. I just think that, look, I'm going to quote Cameron Ciraldo, right? Cameron Ciraldo came out today in his press conference and he said some interesting things that, for me, I think makes sense. But I'm going to, again, reserve judgment because it's before the court, and whatever happens.
We're happy for it to go through the court.
So but Ciraldo's come out and he's supported Travis Tuma unconditionally.
Yep.
He's backed Travis Tuma's character, and he's even said it's a shame that Travis Tuma's name is even being mentioned in something like this. And he's essentially said that these are the standards that hang on, sorry, I want to get this right. He said that we do more than as much, if not more than any other club, to look after the welfare of our players. And he also went on to say that maybe rugby league isn't a sport for everybody. There are some people who may not be able to handle it. There are some people that aren't up to it, and that's okay. Rugby league is for the 0.01% of the population.